This is, again, Albert Breer from the Pat McAfee Show today, talking about a Deshaun Watson timeline and potential Baker Mayfield or Jimmy Garoppolo type trades.
Well, so I think Deshaun's going to happen in July.
Okay, that's a punishment. That's a punishment happening in July.
I think the punishment happens in July because the discovery deadline is June 30th. That's the big one that the NFL is waiting for. Okay. I think the punishment happens. I think the sanctions come in July. And then I would say once we get past next week, you're going to hear more about Baker and you're going to hear more about Jimmy. The Browns have been willing to take on like a pretty big portion of Baker's salary. Like my understanding is they're willing. They've already, offered to take on $9 or $10 million of his money. So the question is going to be, are they willing to go a little further than that? And then with Jimmy, it's just about getting him to the point where he can throw again. And so if he can demonstrate he can throw at the end of the month, which is sort of the target, then I think the dynamic could change with him a little bit too.
And same teams are interested in both of those guys?
Yeah, I mean, Carolina is the one that I think Carolina is like sort of the approach they've taken here is we want to get a look at Sam Darnold, Ben McAdoo's offense. We want to get a look at Matt Corral, how he comes along, coming from a simplistic college offense. And then we're going to reassess after we're done with the offseason program.
And Casey, I've seen Sam Darnold play a lot. I've seen Matt Corral play some. If you're needing to keep your job, Baker Mayfield, if he's reasonably healthy, is a better option than either of those guys. So that might be what they're waiting for.
Yeah, and they're owing Darnold just as much as Baker's getting this year. I think it's 18.9, Baker is definitely an upgrade over Sam Darnold. I don't think that's a question. There's a pretty large sample size for both, and Baker's turned in 2 good seasons out of 4. Darnold is 0 for 4. I don't think there's really much contention there. But I think if they were going to make that move, they would have already done it. I think if they don't know what they have in Darnold, I'm kind of puzzled by their coaching staff. I don't know how much McAdoo's offense is either going to improve his Darnold's overall abilities, capabilities on the field. So to me, it seems like they're running in place. They've got Corral. I watched the video of when they were drafting him. They were pretty content on drafting him where they did. I think the ship for him to go to Carolina has sailed. I could be surprised. I would love it if they actually pulled that off. That would be amazing. But the team that puzzled me in this whole scenario was Seattle. I couldn't believe they didn't go after him, considering what they have in their quarterback room. So I think we're just kind of like in a holding pattern. I think that's what we're going to be doing with the majority of summer.
Yeah, and that very well may be. And you're mentioning Drew Lock as the main. Drew Lock and Geno Smith